Hey, welcome back to Our Family B. I'm Brigitte, and in this video, I really want to just get some stuff off of my chest. There's so much going through my head about fear, anxiety, overwhelm, transitions in life, and I just kind of want to tell you what's been going on. This is going to be a chatty video, so make sure you've got your coffee or tea or water or whatever you're drinking. Sit down, listen in the car, listen while you're doing something else around the house, and let me tell you what's been on my heart. So I don't think it will be a surprise to anyone that life is crazy right now. It's 2021, January 2021, and we all know what happened in 2020, so we don't really need to go into that, but I feel like that kind of set the stage for how people are feeling now. It's just normal is not normal anymore, and so everyone is having to adapt, change the way they do things, and it's just kind of beginning to wear on everyone. Everyone I talk to, everyone at my job, all of my friends, like family, is just beginning to subconsciously wear on people, and it's hard, and it sometimes is not even something that you are thinking actively about, but it's something that internally your body's trying to process almost, and it's trying to make sense of it, and it's trying to figure out how to adapt to everything that's going on. A lot more people are struggling with anxiety now and fear and wondering what's going to happen in life, and all of this just causes this internal turmoil that I know I'm not alone in feeling. So I kind of want to just talk about it, and then also talk about transitions in life, because we go through seasons. Nothing is stagnant in life. Nothing stays the same. That's kind of the hard part about life, but there's also beauty in that, because when you're in a crappy season, it's not going to stay like that. When you're in a joyful season, we can savor that and remember it, and then when we enter into some other season, that will help us to get through. So backstory on my life, if you're new around here, I am a full-time ultrasound tech and I work at a hospital. So I am not in the home. Me and my husband Brandon have two little kids, Benjamin, who is 5, and Brielle, who is 2, and they keep us busy. My husband is a pastor at a local church, and so he is also outside of the house, and we both lead very full, active lives. We are not home, but we try to spend as much time here as possible with the kids and having people over, and obviously with everything going on in this past year, we haven't had as much of an opportunity to do that, but we love building community around us and pouring into people and just having others around us, because when we have others around us, it fills us, because we were made to be together. We're better together. That's our tagline, and we honestly truly believe it, because life alone is just, it's not enjoyable, it's not feasible, it's not good. So how did we start with YouTube? Well, about a year and a half ago, when our second child was 6 months old. She was born in January, and in June, I felt like, I know this may sound weird to some of you, but I felt like God said to start a YouTube channel. And if you know me at all, you would know that I am an extreme introvert. Being with people is taxing for me. So I'm outside the house 40 hours a week, and I'm with people all the time, new patients every half hour at least, if not more. And so you might think, well, how does that work? You're an introvert, but you are with people all day. Yes, I am. And I get drained by it, and I need time alone, and I need to be by myself. And then all of a sudden, 6 months after returning to work, when Brielle was born, no, actually it was 3 months after I returned to work, 6 months after she was born, that I just couldn't get rid of this feeling that God said, start a YouTube channel. And I am not one of those people that likes to be in the front. I like to be behind the scenes. I like to be doing stuff on the back end. I am not one of those people that walks into a party in a room and is like, here I am, I'm here, the party can begin. No, I am very much behind the scenes. So it was a little bit odd for me to be sitting in front of a camera or standing in front of a camera or vlogging it all, especially in public. I still feel so weird about that, which I know it comes with time and practice, but I felt like this is what we needed to do. And so part of it was I returned to work, and I had been working at my job for about 12 or 13 years, and when I returned after having Brielle, and I was out for longer than normal because I was out on disability with her. Long story, I'll link the birth story for her down below. It's a couple parts, and we had some complications and whatnot. So I returned, and then I just remember thinking, is this it? Like, is this all there is to life? Like, I go to work, I come home, and I have, you know, kids and a family. And honestly, that's all I ever wanted. I wanted to be married and I wanted to have a family. And then when I got that, I was like, well, now what? You know, now what do I do? You know, and I clearly heard God say, start a YouTube channel. So I stepped out and I told Brandon, and he was like, okay. And he was like, oh, it's a phase of whatever. He didn't really realize at first that I felt like it was something that God told me to do, or us, really, because he helps with a lot of back end stuff. Till later on when I told him, and he was like, oh, so it's serious. And I was like, well, yeah, I felt like God said to do it. He set me up with a video program. I started it. I went in there and I was like, I love it. I love editing, and I do. But herein lies the point of this video, is to talk about overwhelm, because it is very overwhelming a lot of times. I am so grateful that we did start our channel. I'm so grateful for all the people we've met because of our channel, and I'm really looking forward to what this channel is going to do in the future. But in the meantime, in our day-to-day, I'm not going to lie, it's hard, and I get overwhelmed pretty easily, I feel like. And so between working full-time, both of us, between having kids, between just keeping up on the housework and cleaning and trying to meal prep, and then also doing YouTube, which takes probably each of us 15 to 20 hours a week just to kind of maintain everything, not including all of the back end stuff that has to happen when you have a channel. It's a lot and it's overwhelming. And because I'm such an introvert, I don't feel like filming all the time. I don't want to pull the camera out when it's 9 o'clock at night and I've been up since 4:45 in the morning, and honestly, I'm dead. I am so exhausted, and I don't want to be on in front of a camera at that time because I'm tired, and who wants to watch me being tired? That's not inspirational at all. Like, you could just look in the mirror and see the same thing in yourself. So I feel like at those points I have nothing to offer, and so I just don't film. So it makes it really challenging now that I'm working 5 days a week and I don't have a day off during the week where I can film in the morning half, you know, the first half of the day when I feel like I'm at my best. And it's been a struggle. Like, this is where the transition of phases of life comes in, because I used to work 4 10-hour shifts, and now I'm working 5 8s. I took a new position, and so I'm still within the department, but I have more responsibility now, and so I have to be there every single day of the week. And then right now, I'm working some overtime because basically all of us we're hiring a lot of people, and so I'm still on weekends sometimes and still doing call on the weekends sometimes. And so honestly, it's just a lot, and it will die down once we get more staff, you know, onboarded. But in the meantime, we're in this transition phase where it's really hard. We're busy, we don't have time to do anything but the necessities, and then there's this burning like desire we have to move forward with, you know, different areas of our life, and yet we can't. And we feel like we did a video, which I'll link below, talking about like our dreams and our future and what we feel like God gave us a vision for. And it's like, great. But then we try to do it ourselves, and God's like, that's not going to work. And we don't know all the puzzle pieces that have to fall into place in order for us to get to that big vision, because that might not happen for 5, 10, 15 years, you know, and there's so many things that have to happen along the way that it's overwhelming to try to do it in and of ourselves, which is obviously not what we're supposed to do. Like, so we're supposed to be obedient to what God has told us to do in this moment, and He will, as things come up and as life moves on, reveal those things and those next steps. Like, you can't go from point A to point B in like half of a second. A lot of times from A to B might not be a straight line. It'll be, you know, like those there's so many like memes and whatever out there, but it's like you have this crooked like loopy-loop line to get from A to B, and that's a lot of times how life is. So if you're in a transition state or you feel like you are overwhelmed, then I just want you to know you're not alone. What I've been doing and what I feel like I need to do more is to read my Bible. That is first and foremost, because as I was singing this morning in church, a song, one of the lines is, Jesus changes everything, because He does. And like, when He comes into your life, He totally takes over. He makes you a new creation. So that means He can transform your mind and obviously then your life. You know, our mind is so powerful, and sometimes people don't give it enough credit, and sometimes people give it too much credit, but the mind is so powerful. So our perspective on things in life matter. Camera's gonna die, hold on. New battery, we're good to go. So how we view everything around us in the world, it matters. And I feel like that, if I'm being honest, is the struggle for me, is my perspective, because I tend to be more of the glass half empty kind of person, and I feel like Brandon is a more glass half full type of person. So it's good because we even each other out and like balance each other, but also I don't ever want to be the reason that I drain him because I'm always seeing things half empty. I mean, I think that there's benefits of both, because if you're so optimistic, then you don't look at the details sometimes, but when you only look at the details and you're like doom and gloom, then there's like no hope, and that's not good for the soul at all. So whether you're on the one side of the spectrum or the other, I think we always need to try to keep meeting in the middle and balancing, because that's the sweet spot. The other thing I wanted to say is that when you're in a transition phase, I think it's important to give ourselves grace, because I can't do it all. You can't do it all. And so this past week, we had someone come and clean our house because I just couldn't do it all. And I like actually cleaning my house. I don't like the process necessarily, but I like making it clean. I like making our house feel like a home, and cleaning it is part of that. I like making DIY things, you know. I'm not sure if that video is out or not, but if it is, I will link the video I did of our latest DIY house items. And so we brought in a very sweet woman who actually, when I was on bed rest with Brielle, she came and cleaned our house once a week because I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't care for Benjamin. I couldn't grocery shop. I couldn't clean our house. I could barely stand up to make dinner for myself or lunch if I was home by myself. She actually came, and while we were in the hospital, she came and cleaned our house and gave us bags full of clothes from her daughter that she had been saving, and then she had just found out she was having a boy, and so she gave us, I'm still going through clothes that she gave us for Brielle. She like, because we didn't have a lot of girly things for Brielle, we just kind of used whatever Benjamin had, so she brought all of this like pink clothes and crib sheets and like changing pad covers and like a boppy thing and like all of this stuff that was girl stuff, and it was so sweet. So anyways, we hadn't really used her after I had Brielle, because obviously my condition improved and I was able to go back about life and start cleaning the house again. And just this past week I was so overwhelmed. Like a week and a half ago, I was just like crying to Brandon. I was like, there's so much I want to do, but I can't do it all. And like, we haven't really deep cleaned this house since we moved in, which was over a year ago. And it really badly needed cleaning. And I couldn't do it. And so he reached out to her. She came. She literally spent from like 9 until 4 here cleaning. And honestly, it was worth every single penny that we paid her, because I can't do it all. And the mature thing is to realize that you can't, and to outsource when you can. So whether that means you pay someone, whether that means you trade someone for their services and you do something else that you have, or it means that you take a break with something else so that you can focus on that. Like whatever it is that you need to do, something has to give. And so for us in this transition season, because I am just working so much, we traded money for a service. And so a lot of times you can trade time or money or resources. So this instance, the money was what we gave, because I don't have the time. It will eventually fix itself, I think, like I said, but I had to be humble enough to say, I can't do it and I need help. And that's okay. So if you're in a transition and something has to give, it doesn't mean that it's going to be like that forever. Like I told her that for a couple months, I'd like her to come every other week. And so that's what we're going to do, because hopefully by then stuff will change at work, because like I said, life is ever changing, and eventually I can get back to doing it. I can get a more regulated schedule. I can be able to say, I'm going to film on this and this day, because I only have an hour after I get home until I have to go pick up the kids. And so basically every day of the week I have 1 hour to do something. So whether that's an appointment, whether that's clean the house, whether that's film, whether that's edit, like those are all the things that we're going to have to get into a rhythm of. Right now, I just can't really do a rhythm. It's iffy if I even get out on time. And so it's just a lot, and it's overwhelming. And so when I get in these states of overwhelm, I have to remind myself that one, life is changing, and it's always going to change, and it will not be like this forever, because that is my tendency to think that, oh, this is how it is today, this is how it's going to be every day, and that's just not true. Number 2, I need to pray and get in the Word, and I need to read the Bible, and 3, I need to be in community. So even though we feel like, me and Brandon, don't have the time to be with people and friends, to pour into people, to serve people, to do things for other people. We have to make it a priority. And it's weird because when you give, even though you feel like you have nothing, somehow God fills us. And that's because we were made to be in community and to do things with other people and to serve other people. And so when we do that, somehow, some way, it actually fills us when we feel empty. And so that is what we're going to be trying to do in the next few months, is even when we feel like we have nothing to give, because that's what we're wired to do. We're made to be better together. And that is why we say that. We want to love well, live wisely, and be better together. And when we do that, life is full and God uses us and it's better. How's that coffee going, huh? Tea? Water? What are you drinking? Leave a comment down below. I guess the biggest thing that I've been thinking of lately, and that I feel like God's been showing me, is that you don't have to feel it to do it. You just have to do it. So I don't need to feel loving to be loving to my kids, to my husband. And let me tell you, my patience is tested with the kids. And just today, I have yelled a couple of times already. And when I think back, it breaks my heart because I don't want them to feel like I'm on a short fuse all the time. I don't want them to feel like they walk on eggshells with me and gonna cry. And so I need to control my temper and be loving even if I don't feel it, because they don't know what's going on. They're learning all about the world still, and I want to be a safe place for them. So the mature thing is to take a deep breath and pause before responding to them, which is hard when you're overwhelmed, and why it's so important to not overlook that, to do self-care, to give grace to yourself, and to do what you can. So for us in this season, it was hiring out cleaning, because then when I'm home on the weekends and 9 o'clock at night when I'm exhausted, I don't need to clean. I can go to bed. I can finish editing. I can actually hang out with Brandon. Like, we haven't had a date night in I don't even know how long. And I am looking forward to doing that soon. We need it. We need to stay connected. That is a priority. But it's hard sometimes because we're gone so much, and then I miss the kids. And when I'm home, I just want to be home. I don't want to leave. I'm very much a homebody. Raise your hands, all you homebodies. But God has me working outside of the home right now. And maybe one day that will change. I hope it will. And I'll have a schedule for being at home. And it will be hard in different ways, just like it's hard now in other ways. And so I know this was kind of a rambling video, but I hope that it encourages you if you're dealing with any of these things, overwhelm, anxiety, just transitions in life, that it gives you some encouragement. It won't be like that forever, that there's hope, that people are around you that can give you life, that when you hang out with other people, especially life-giving people, that it revives you. And most importantly, that you're in the Word, reading the Bible, because God uses the Word to speak. He still speaks today, just like when he is on earth and verbally speaking, he speaks through his Holy Spirit, and he speaks through the Bible, and he speaks through other Christians that are listening for his voice. And so that's what I have to encourage you with today, because we're better together. And I hope that me rambling and just getting all of this stuff out was helpful to you. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, because it's one of the best ways to help our channel. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit the button down below, and make sure you hit the notification bell up to all. And if you've made it all the way through this video, put a purple heart emoji in the comments below, and then I'll know you are a true fan. We honestly love you guys. We seriously are all about community. If you don't follow us on Instagram, or you've never commented before, go ahead and do those things. Instagram is OFB Social. Leave a comment down below with your name. Until we meet again, don't forget, life is better together. And now seriously, I'm gonna take a nap because Benjamin's downstairs watching TV, Brielle is napping, and Mama is tired. And I got a meal prep later. I'm not filming it, thankfully, because that takes a lot more time. But I gotta whip some stuff together for work, because I don't want to cook every day. Just seems counterproductive. Like, we already got the stuff out, just do it all at once. All at once. I made my bed just for you guys. You're welcome. It was a hot mess before. Bye.